Welcome back. Been a while since I've done one. Had a week or two off, which is really always nice to do. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks off. Yeah, it's been nice. I've had a bit of a slowdown, but we're back on it today, and we're back with a vengeance. Gonna get a load more done on the Nova, so let's see how we get on. So, as I said in the intro, I was going to get some more done than over. Normally these intros I'm filming before I start everything, so I kind of lay out what it is that I'm planning to do for that day, and then see where we get on. It's caught trickers out a few times in the past, but I've already done the work, so I know how much I'm getting done. So today's episode, basically we're going to be dressing up the chassis leg. Get that chassis leg dressed up, because that wasn't dressed up in the last video. Well, the last video, because the last video was the restoration show, not the restoration show, even the classic car show. Apologies about the thumbnail, by the way, because it has been pointed out more than once that I used the wrong thumbnail for that one. I used it for a show that's coming up in 2022, which I'm also hoping to go to about. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, in today's episode, I'm going to be dressing up the chassis leg, the repair of the chassis leg, and also dealing with the front part of the chassis leg where all that rot was, right up along the very front. I'm going to deal with that. A couple of little surprises along the way, which is what's sort of held us up a little bit on this video. Otherwise, it'll be done by now. It's not done yet, but I'll watch the video to see how far we'll get. Let's get cracked on, get it all chopped out, and get started. So what we're going to look at doing today is we're going to dress this bit of rot here and this bit of rot here, so hopefully by the end of this episode this should all be fixed here. I can get all inside this wheel arch primed, because I believe this up here is solid. I know I need to do some repairs up there, but that was my fault with the grinder, but I can sharp weld that back together again. But yeah, hopefully by the end of this episode we should have this section here all sorted and taken care of. I'll start by going at it with a very aggressive wire wheel just to find out what's in here. Let's have a look, put some torch on. See what's in here, because I found from previous experience that people have done bad repairs and covered it over with bodge. So I want to just see what it is, because I'm going to have to cut this piece back away, or possibly along there, to fold this out the way to get these two repaired, and then hopefully I can fold that back over and weld it up again. Let's see how we get on, see what happens once I've been at it with a grinder. And this is exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about, you know, when you buy a car off somebody. I've said this all along, you buy a car off somebody and they're going, oh yeah, it's mint, it's been seam welded, it's had strengthening kit put on, this, that and the other, blah blah blah, all the rest of it. There, this is the quality of the strengthening kit that's been put on this car. So they've got what looks like actually a nice weld along there, but then when it comes to this section here, they've got, hold on, we'll try and focus there, they've got a couple of spots there, and that's it. Not a single bit of weld along that whole section there. I mean, for what it would have took just to whack that with a hammer, flatten it in, and put a weld across there. Instead, no, they just papped it with seam sealer, so it looked nice. And that was it, you know. It's no wonder this car's ripped itself apart. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this weld back off here, try and trim out whatever the hell this is, fold this piece back, and then hopefully I can see exactly what I'm dealing with inside there. Once I've got that out, I'll cut this section out of here, ready to repair that. And then once I've got this section freed, once this section's freed, obviously this one's underneath this one, so I'll cut that out probably all the way up the front panel, because I've got a few bits of questionable metal inside there. This seems solid enough under here, but I'm gonna have to try and work out where the best place to split that is. But I'll know better once I've got this off, and I can I'll just cut it away very gently until I find out exactly where I want to be. Now that took a lot more fettling than I originally planned on. Yeah, I don't know what footage I got of us actually taking it out because my camera kept going flat. I think I might have a couple of bits. Obviously, you'll have already seen them, wondered why it kept going off. But you've got to sometimes think, halfway through this, I'm sort of thinking, well, how far gone is too far gone, you know? There's obviously another bit of structure inside here, which is a bit rotten through. I don't want to chop the whole inside of the leg off. That's why I've kept it under the swage line. So all I've got to do is the one swage down there to fit over the top of this piece here. But I think what I'll probably do as well, I'll try and either repair that or fit some kind of extra structure in there. As well as that, I've got repairs to this leg to do here. And you can also see, there you see, you can see down inside there, there's also a few repairs need doing in there. So I think I'm going to have to pull this right off, this piece here right off altogether, off the back of the leg, so I can get this, sorry about that, so I can get this section here repaired. I'll probably just, not sure how I'm going to do that because that's a bit of a weird shape there. Not that it'll be seen, so I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the cross member's solid. It's obviously had a new cross member on at some point in time with the front panel going off the bits of welder wire that are inside here. But yeah, I'm just gonna, all I'm going to do now is just dress this up with a wire wheel so I can actually get a bit cleaner picture of it. And I'll treat it with some rust treatment for now, just see what I'll do, and I'll sleep on it overnight and decide where I'm going to next. Well, boys and girls, wasn't that just fun? So what I've got, obviously I had a load of rust down here in this section here. You can actually see there where it's kind of corroded in a little bit into the chassis leg itself. So what I've done is I've cut that back, tried to keep it as square as I could along the line. And all I'll do is I'll just remake that piece. I'll make it with a, hold on, wait, I'll sort the torch out here. eBay torches, you gotta love them for nothing. Yeah, so all I've got to do basically is cut a flat plate that sits in there, straight along there, drop it down here. There's actually an oval cut out there, you can just see the line of it. Just see the line of it there. I'll make the oval cut out because, you know, it's worth keeping right. Drops down here, follows this line up along the inside of there, and then when it gets here onto the flat, it actually folds out. You can see there, and if you look underneath, let's have a look at the torch. And if you look underneath, you can actually see the spot welds where that piece is welded to. So we'll recreate. That looks fine. Try to do two things at once. So what we'll do is we'll recreate. What we'll do is we'll recreate this piece along here, and then once that's done, I'll then go over and re-weld the actual face of the chassis leg on, then hopefully we'll have a nice neat flange. I've got to replace the flange. This flange here. Replace that little section of flange there, but I didn't see it was worth doing the top because the top's actually solid. And what I think I might do is I might cut this flange off the cross member and replace that as well, because that's a little bit questionable. But other than that, the other two flanges are absolutely sound. I'm happy to reuse them. So that's what I'll do next. I think I'll get a plate made up for in there and get that bad boy welded on. See where we go from there. So I've made a new plate for there, but I'm holding off fitting that first because I want to repair this little section here and fit the lip back onto this, up to there. Just because I think it's going to be easier if I've got that in first to be able to make this plate up to that plate, because that's where it needs to be. It'll make sense as I do it. But before I can do this plate, I need to put the flange back onto there, because I've just chopped all, basically I've just chopped and cleaned all this up here a little bit more. So once that's on, this one here laps over the top of this one. Laps over the top of this one, so I'll get that done, this piece done. Then from memory there's a piece that sits in here, pretty much follows this line up to this little raised section here. I want to put that back in as well, just to give it a bit more strength, because I'm pretty sure this laps down and over it. It's hard to remember because it's all been chopped out as one, you know, so I'm trying to sort of make this up as I go along. So I'll put it like a gusset in there, and I think this plate comes over the top and caps this end piece here, and then this ultimately will fold back over the top once that's done and once this is on. Whew, that took some doing. Right, try and follow along, see how we get on. I'm going to basically making this little piece, this little tab here first, and then we can go from there. Right, and I think that'll do for this bit for now. So I have, exactly as I said, I hope that was clear to you. I've welded this piece on, this little flange on here, and then I've welded on this section in there. There's no point in dressing that up, that weld up or anything. I might as well leave that on, gives us a bit extra strength. I have dressed up the outside of it there, the other side of this, because obviously once this is tucked over you'll never see any of that in there. I've still got a plate to make which will come up the inside of basically where my hand's gone there. The inside of that sort of follows, from what I can gather, follows that line up there, hence why the crease is there. Yeah, make that plate. But what I'm going to do in the meantime though, I need to clean all this out with a wire wheel, and I want to give it a coat of weld through primer just to give it a little bit of protection. This with a weld through primer on here and weld through primer on the back of my patch, which is going to live basically in there to give this that little bit extra strength back that it was losing. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I think it's coming on quite nicely. Hold on, let's have a look. I can just zoom out a bit. No, zoom out a bit. There we go. It's coming on quite nicely. I'm over the moon with that chassis leg. Over the moon with that. Happy with that. I still need to make the little outrigger for there. But I need to actually completely make that, which is going to be fun. The sill, which I'll wait until I get to the back done, because I've got some repairs around there to do. I'm going to give all this a clean up now, give it all a prime up now, so it's all done. I can prime this and prime basically this little area here as well, is what my plan is. Get all that done now just to give it a little bit of protection, and then we're not a million miles off. Once this repair's done here, all this part of it I'm going to do when I'm up inside the engine bay. I've got a couple of small repairs to do here, which I might just remake this one section, but I don't know, I might also leave that because I've got the battery tray to do, and I've got a weld on that to do the battery tray, so I might just leave that for that. Obviously this sill is, yep, sills to do, which not too worried about that. And the back chassis leg, although there is a good drop of rot there, when I've been giving it a good look over, it's not actually all that bad. I've got the seat platform to repair. This is all solid. Looks a bit scabby, but it's all solid up here. And this back section, basically probably from about there back over to repair. Re-weld that on. And this is all solid. So we're not doing too bad. We're making good tracks. And there we have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. As I say, it's been a long time away, which I do apologise for, but I'm back now. It's going to be a little bit mixed up over the Christmas period due to various other commitments that I've got going on. But hopefully in the new year, I'm going to try and get back on weekly frequencies again, weekly videos, just to keep them pushed out, just to keep on track and keep us motivated. So yeah. Thanks for watching this. I hope you liked what you've seen. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Maybe even leave a comment if you feel like it. I'm beginning to learn who the regulars are, and thank you very much for that, because it all helps. It all helps a lot with the motivation and the words of encouragement. It seems as though people are quite happy with the job that I'm doing. I haven't had many negative comments yet. There's always time. But yeah, until next time. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Subscriptions are climbing again, which we do like to see. I get very excited when I log on to my YouTube app and I see the extra subscriptions. So that's always a nice little surprise first thing in the morning. So thank you very much for that to all the new subscribers. We'd like to welcome you along to the channel and hope you get to follow the builds that we've got going on at the minute. Until then, we'll see you next time, and all the best for Christmas and maybe the new year. Thanks for watching.